What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Tonight we're in the shop and we're actually not working on a Jeep. We're working on a GMC. So this is actually Patrick's Square Body that he got. How long ago did you get this?
Probably about 3 years ago.
About 3 years ago. So what year is this truck, man?
It's actually a 77, but it's got a 85 to 86 front end on it. I don't know why, but that's why I bought it.
Okay. Did you put this this trailer park hood on?
Yes, I did.
So we're taking that off. So I've set it on the camera, so now we have to do it. So where did this truck come from?
I found it in Dudley, North Carolina, in a trailer park.
I can see that. This truck has a lot of potential and it has a lot of issues. So whenever Patrick got it, it was lifted, or it still is lifted, but it had some questionable lift components, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, dangerous.
But let me show you some of the sketchy stuff that's going on underneath. So by the untrained eye, you may just look, oh, it just looks like a bunch of leaf springs. Well, if you look real close, you can see it has a lift block in the front.
It's double blocked.
It is double blocked. You do not put blocks in the front, and you definitely don't stack blocks in the front. You're not even supposed to stack blocks in the rear. Patrick.
It looks good to me.
And so then, on top of that, it's got this crazy high steer right here, and that looks homemade. Did you make that, Patrick?
No.
Okay. And I believe it has a crack in it right there. So what happens is, so you got your steering box right here, then you have your pitman arm, and it comes down, then you got this crazy little, I guess this would be the drag link, the crazy tiny drag link that goes to this curved steering knuckle that has been welded poorly on, but we're gonna fix all that. So remember a couple of seconds ago, I was like, you're never supposed to stack blocks. Yeah, so these are stacked blocks. So it's okay to have one block, one or the other, but this is definitely not recommended at all.
That U-bolt's longer than a Monday.
Yeah, that's wild. So this truck definitely has a lot of issues, and Patrick's just been risking his life every time he gets in the driver's seat.
That's fine.
But so we have a whole new suspension kit that we're going to be putting on, and we're also, what else are we going to be doing? The crossover steer?
We're going to do the high crossover steer on it too, with a 2-wheel drive gearbox. So it's got a long, so that you can actually put a pitman arm on it. And we're going to do a Cherokee something Jeep part steering shaft.
So what is this out of?
This one's out of a 89 Jeep Cherokee.
Two-wheel drive or four-wheel drive?
Four-wheel drive. But it's actually got the universal joints when this don't.
Okay.
That's what makes this so much with no slop in it.
Nice.
Yep.
So it's got the rag joints like the full-size Jeeps?
Yep.
Okay, so we're getting rid of the rag joints. We're getting basically just doing a whole revamp of suspension and steering. But Patrick is a good dude. I don't want anything bad to happen to him. He helps me out a lot in the shop, so definitely want to make sure he's safe on the road, and this suspension setup is definitely not safe. But we have this new suspension here. We've got the leaf springs, we have the U-bolts, the shocks. We are going to be putting new blocks in the rear. We've got all the bushings and the crossover steering. I think it's coming in tomorrow. Yep. So whenever it comes in, we'll lay it out all nice and pretty like we did this. But for right now, we're going to start tearing this down, and I think we'll start with the front. Yeah. And we'll start tearing this down and getting this old, nasty, unsafe stuff out of here. So we've got everything tore down pretty much. We've just got to get this monstrosity off right here. And basically what I believe what the theory was this bolt was to go into this knuckle right there. But it's welded right here at the bottom, welded right there. And we can't get to the ball joint nut on the back side. So we have to take this off. So we're gonna have to hit this with a grinder. That way we can take it off. It looks like it's cracked right here, so maybe it won't be too bad to grind off. But let's see what we got. Oh, look at that. Look at where the welds broke. Look, check that out.
That's wild, ain't it?
That's what happens when you don't weld stuff properly.
Thank God.
Dude, you were driving on this. You drove this to my house.
Looks good to me.
Oh my gosh. That is terrible. Look at that. Now we can get to this ball joint nut right here and go ahead and take this knuckle all the way off because we're going to be replacing these. You pop anonymous?
You give on the easy ones.
You give him all the easy ones.
What's that song on Deadpool?
So here's the front block right here. And then here is the secondary front block. Both of these are just pieces of scrap metal is what it looks like. Dude, this is like the 8th wonder of the world, how you made it here alive.
This is like Avengers.
Yeah.
It just does.
Yeah.
With the 4-inch and with the 4-inch.
So we're getting ready to put the leaf springs in. I've got the hard part here. Just making sure this has plenty of anti-seize on it. I don't know what Patrick's doing. But, so, whenever you put the bushings in those leaf springs, you want to make sure that you have some like red and tacky on the outside. And then for the bolt right here, you want to make sure that you have anti-seize so that this bolt doesn't seize inside of that leaf spring bushing, because that can be a huge pain in the butt. And that's kind of what we've been beating out of here tonight, was just seized bolts. Are you ready?
Oh yeah.
All right, here you go.
Hold on, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I need a hammer.
All right, so just gonna line this up. Oh, yeah. Anti-seize everywhere. So now we're gonna get the rear bolt in.
Look at all the anti-seize.
Shut up.
Look at it.
Yeah, that's what you want. Yep, so the long one goes right there, and the short one goes on this side. So we got the new leaf springs in. We don't have the U-bolts torqued down quite just yet. We're gonna wait till we get it on its own weight to do that. We're still waiting on some parts to come in. We got all new bearings and everything, but they didn't send races. So it's really weird. Normally they send races with these bearings, but they didn't. So we gotta wait for the races to come in, and we've got to wait for the crossover steering to come in. But we did get a 2-wheel drive C10 steering box that we're going to be converting into this, or we're going to be swapping into this rig right here. That way we can actually have a pitman arm, and that'll work really good with that crossover steering. And this is gonna work with that XJ steering shaft. So while we're waiting for the parts in the front, we're gonna dive into the rear. Patrick's gonna take off both of these blocks right here, and we're gonna be replacing it with one block and getting new U-bolts in. So anytime that you change up anything in the rear or the front, you need to get new U-bolts. It's very recommended because these things are made to stretch, and once they're stretched that's pretty much it. So we're gonna go ahead and tear all this down and get the right parts put in, and probably put some shocks in too. All right.
It's fine. It's mint. That's pretty good.
So now we're taking the shocks out, or Patrick's taking the shocks out. I'm being camera guy tonight.
Damn, that's that 1977 rust.
That good stuff. Let's see how bad it is. Oh gosh. Look at that.
I told you this bitch rode like the Titanic.
That took zero weight to push it down.
You know what I was trying to get them Fox shots from you?
Yeah.
Restart. I don't even know where this thing is. Yeah, okay.
I was wondering when it was going to stop.
They hit the top of the roof there.
So this kit does come with new shock tower mounts right there. And so we put those on. And now we're just greasing everything up. There we go. So the tires that Patrick is going with, he's going with a Toyo MT Open Country. These are a 37-1350 for a 17-inch wheel. They're on some Summit Racing D window wheels, and we're about to, so he's putting on the other shock, and I'm gonna go ahead and start getting the tires on in the rear, mainly just because we want to see what it looks like. Mainly just because we want to see what it looks like. So we got the 37s on the back right here, but it's almost sitting on its own weight. We don't have everything quite done in the front because we're still waiting on parts, but holy crap, this looks a million times better. And what did I do with the hood, Patrick?
He's threw it in the yard.
I couldn't stand that Cal induction hood, so I took it off while he was doing important stuff. But now he's taking off this power steering box right here, and we're gonna take that off, and then we're gonna install this two-wheel drive one right there. What the heck, man? So this is the original steering shaft, and as you can see right here, it's got the rubber bushing. These really are just an outdated technology right there. They wear out and they're pretty much garbage, so we're gonna be trashing this. So I disconnected the lines, and now Patrick is coming in and disconnecting the bolts that actually hold on the power steering box. So I did the easy part. He gets the hard stuff.
Like what?
So we've got the old power steering box out right there. And now we're about to throw in this 2-wheel drive one right here. And hopefully everything lines up, the bolt holes and the lines. We've already tested the XJ shaft, it fits. So yeah, hopefully this will bolt right in and then it'll stop leaking all over the shop floor. All right, so little update. We have the new power steering box. We have the new power steering box in, and then we have the Jeep XJ steering shaft in, and it bolted right on like it was made for it. Yeah. Is that for a 4-wheel drive XJ or 2-wheel drive?
84 to a 92, I think. Okay.
So it fits. So if you got a truck like this, this will definitely work for yours. So now we're just getting all the spline bolts in and just torquing everything down. I think Patrick's just dropping them all.